Do, 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 do. It is 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. It is Thursday, April 3rd, AD 2025. You can't get this shirt quite yet. This is a prototype. And doesn't it look nice? Maybe I should switch to large. I don't know, though. Sometimes they just don't feel or look right to my taste. But I don't know. I don't like how medium doesn't, all too often, it's not comfortable. And I prefer comfort. Thank you, JLP, for rating the stream. And I am live on punchy.tv as well as rumble.com, Facebook, probably on IG and YouTube. What's up, guys? Of course. Imagine if Hake had a twin. Whoa, whoa, whoa. A pungent color. Wow. Pungent means strong smelling. But do whatever you want. They do it to English anyway. Do whatever you want. I'll throw up my hands. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dennis and the rest. D-Live crew. It's going to be a fun day today, I hope and pray. We will get to your calls, 1-888-775-3773, as well as your super chats, most commonly via buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report. And, yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun today, I think. Let me get this going over here, guys. It's horrible. Oh, yeah, I forgot to do that. That's going to be a bit, crazy thing. A crazy thing. Thank you, Anchor Baby. Helping out. I wonder why. Why does it do that? It's so strange. Gonna have a fun show on The Fallen State tomorrow, by the way. TheFallenState.tv with an atheist. A guy with ideas. Bad ideas, so claims he. But still, it should be I shake my head, but it's going to be cool. He's, people are worth listening to. I get that that's not proper English. But look at that beautiful spider. Oh, let me do this. Let me see if I know how to do this. Let me see how little of a boomer I am. Just the power button. Boom. I'm learning. By the way, it's a ball earth. Photoshopped or not, it's a ball earth. Nice. It showed. Oh, did you have to press something? But anyway. Okay, cool. Yeah, see, look at Soy Jack Hake. And it's curved right here. It curves down. He's pointing, and then it goes down. I'm exaggerating, but it's clearly a globe. What? How small do you think the Earth is, and how big do you think we are that you would expect to see a curve when you're literally on it? No, it's huge, man. It's pretty big. It's a pretty big world compared to us. That's why it looks perfectly horizontal, which is proof of the beautiful ball Earth. But, oh, here, let me get out of the way of that pretty flower. Okay. Well, I went away from the flower. But thank you, show. Thank you. The hat tip, pardon me, but hat tip. What in the world? Hat tip to the flat earthers. Indeed. Hat tip to the flat earthers. Okay, let me just make sure that I'm hearing stuff properly. Do I have the correct thing there? We have lots of news going on in the world, okay? And I'm going to get to it, but I want to get right on with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. When I scream into the mic, I hear the crackling, buzzing thing. And sometimes when a caller is loud, and I'm like, "Whoa! Do I need to back off the mic? Is it bad for you guys?"
No, I think it's just that mix.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Nice. Thanks. Brutal. Thank you, Anchor Baby.
That may be what Jesse was really actually talking about.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing because it gets really crazy when a caller is loud. Oof.
I think it was actually this.
Yeah. Nice. Talking shop with the Anchor Baby. And look, it's a spool. I forget what type of spider that is. I used to call them the El Nino spider because I never saw them until probably sophomore year of high school. That's when El Nino first came around. We're looking at this spider down there. Let me get out of the way. Ooh, I can't get away from it. I'm trying to get away from this spider. Whatever. Nice. So, although I claim that we do have news, I would like to get to a call or two before we get into it. James in Connecticut is on the line over here. James, thank you for calling. A first-time caller, I guess. What's your name? I mean, how you doing? I know your name, I think.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks.
That's good.
Yeah.
I got a couple of questions. I got one question I got though for sure is how does the Anchor Baby feel about Trump trying to get rid of the anchors?
He's for it. He is for getting in here and shamelessly pulling up the ladder. And
Got in
yeah,
in the nick of time.
yeah, and if it even let's say he doesn't get grandfathered in, he would be okay. He would deal with it in stride, I do believe, and get
Okay.
deported and go back to Canada and become annexed into America, or go back into Cuba or Colombia or whatever the heck he is.
But he doesn't feel about it. He just
No, not at all.
It's only okay.
He is
Okay,
for
that's
it.
amazing.
What
Okay.
he is 100% an anti-anchor baby. Anchor baby.
My next question is, I hope it ain't controversial. Is did you see the Kanye West and Academics interview? What
No,
did you
but is
think
that the
about
one where he was a black? I did see like a screenshot, I believe. He dressed up like as a black, in a black robe with
Yes,
a black
sir.
cone head thing, KKK type.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
didn't.
sir.
I didn't see it. I did hear a little bit about it. I was listening to friends of the late great Azzmador, or somebody from one of their related shows talking about it just last night, and said that he was telling a lot of true things, but the look of it was just crazy. Maybe to alienate anybody who would be a hanger-oner, because a lot of people wouldn't want to be around a person like that if they want to be accepted by the mainstream, or I don't know what, but nice.
Okay.
Yeah. But did you see
My
it?
last question would be, say it again?
Did you see it?
Yeah, it was interesting. And I think it's interesting that people be very defensive when it comes to thoughts that are not their own. So it's almost like a club. If
Yeah.
you don't think like how they think, then you're the enemy. And I don't understand that. I wish I understood it a little better.
it's sort of human nature, honestly. I feel like I understand it. You're talking about if somebody doesn't agree with you and your club, then they reject you. Right?
I'll give you a better and simile or whatever.
All right.
What if 10 people agree with one thought, but only one person disagrees with it? They'll hold the person that disagrees with it at fault as if something's wrong with this person.
They act like there's something is wrong with the one person, or the one person acts like something is wrong with the rest of them?
No, they act like something's wrong with the one person.
Yeah. And something could be wrong with the one person, but that is not a cause to judge and look down on, but that's how people are. They judge and look down on, and they don't have understanding or patience or love.
So do you have patience and love for Kanye?
Yeah. If I have patience and love for anyone, I have patience and love for Kanye.
What about Charlemagne?
Ooh, that's a trickier one.
Do you think he's pretending his political views, or do you think he is working an agenda?
Oh, both. I think that no, I don't think that he's pretending totally. I think he kind of knows that he has to play the game if he wants to be accepted by the mainstream. And so he has to like play along and constrain himself and hold back from some of what he really thinks, because he's he's a mainstream guy, accepted by the mainstream.
Whatever mainstream means.
Well, by mainstream means that he'll be allowed into some of the mainstream media. Like, I don't know what mainstream media
Meaning
is put on.
people look for his name in his comments.
CNN and these big players like Hollywood and the big media companies. That's what I mean by mainstream.
Since he doesn't have any sons, he speaks more from a feminine agenda.
He is sort of. I think he is partly feminine like he's not pretending to be feminine, but I feel like he also is pretending. If you know what I mean, like
he would act different.
Say again?
Do you think if he had a son, he'd act different, or if you think because he got mostly girls?
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know what JLP says. You're really not a man first if you. You're really not a man if you don't have a boy first.
Right.
And he has nothing but women, girls. He has 3 girls or 4 girls. I don't know the numbers.
Charlemagne the God, right?
I guess.
Oops. Wait. I'm looking up the real Charlemagne from history. Yeah. Okay, so this guy, he made girls. I didn't know this. Married in 2014 from oops.
I want to wake up
more happy. Goodness, what in the world? I didn't mean to play anything. I'm a boomer. Jessica Gadsden.
And they mostly have Democrats on stage. They never have a Republican that can rebuttal any of the things any of the daggers that are thrown.
Yeah, I mean, he did have that one guy who ran for governor, the black dude, Larry Elder. But yeah, they definitely have a liberal bias. Extreme. Ridiculous. Leonard Larry McKelvey, known professionally as Charlemagne the THA God. Radio host, TV presenter, 46 years old, married in 2014. That's 11 years ago, roughly. Jessica Gadsden, 5'6", went to Berkeley High School. I didn't know he had 3 girls. What's your take on him?
I think the fact that he doesn't have a son, he betrays being gay as normal.
Oh.
Like a lot of gay jokes. What he says is a white thing. Is it a white thing, Hank?
No, it's not. Blacks are more frequently. I mean, it's a human being.
Whoa! Yikes! Yo, what?
Yeah, it's way more common among blacks than among whites.
Hey.
I know
I
that,
think it's because he's giving commercials for it.
right. And all the blacks, that's another thing about trying to be accepted by the crowd, the mainstream, if you will. I know I don't really like the word the mainstream, but you know, by the crowd. And there are different crowds. You know, there's a crowd of Kanye supporters / Jew critics / blamers / haters. And they're a crowd too, and they play to one another for pats on the head, pats on the back. And it's a human nature thing to get to want the pat on the back. But beware of the pat on the back. Yeah, I don't blame it on him just having girls, but you make an interesting point. You make an interesting point about the fact that he had daughters, you say. I haven't seen it confirmed in the Wikipedia.
Yeah, if you
article.
have a son, I don't think you would betray feminine qualities. I think you would want your son to grow up to be a man. Versus,
I didn't know that he even had children.
Lord have mercy. I'm not trying to. No, I don't know. That's crazy. But okay. I think that's all my questions.
All right. Well.
Wait. I have another question. Have you guys ever considered him a prospect for the JLP show?
To be a guest, you mean?
Yes, sir.
4 daughters, according to Google AI. Yeah, I think so. Probably that would be a fun, interesting guest, perhaps. And he is a bit of it. He comes off as somewhat of an independent thinker at times, kind of like in the vein of who's that small, skinny Jewish guy who's atheist and has his own show, Bill Maher. Kind of in the vein of like Bill Maher. Somewhere, you know how Bill Maher is kind of hit and miss. Sometimes he's right.
Bill Maher don't have kids though, but I understand your point of view.
Yeah, in terms of
His
just
point of
how they are somewhat interesting for being liberal, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a total NPC. Well, maybe he is, but everybody's an NPC, non-player character.
Yeah, but everybody he wants to be a Democratic favorite is a woman.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't vote for Biden. I voted for Kamala. Psh, please. That's what Charlemagne the God, Leonard McKelvey, stated.
Yeah.
What a lame-o.
Wild.
Embarrassing.
A little bit.
A disgrace to the black race and to all men.
Yikes.
And by the way,
why you gotta come on so strong?
I'm kidding around. But yeah, because they don't claim him. I mean, they sort of do, but also he's too groomed. His eyebrows are too like thick and
Bushy
perfect.
and waxed.
Yeah. Shout out.
I don't understand it. How can it be bushy and waxed at the same time?
Yeah. Terrible. But no, I totally like him. I find him to be an interesting person sometimes to hear.
I like him, but yeah. You know, sometimes it's not about who you like. It's about the engagement. If they give you a thought that you can think about and either agree with or disagree with.
That's right. Yep. Well, it's great hearing from you, man. James in Connecticut. It's cool.
Yes, sir. Stay blessed.
All
I'm
right.
mad Punchy's not around. What's going on? He's getting too old?
Punchy's here? You talking about JLP?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. He just finished up a great show on for Bible Thumper Thursday.
Alabama.
That's right.
Yeah, my grandfather's from Alabama. Used to pick those tobacco fields. Kind of crazy, but hey, he's the man.
That's cool.
All right.
All right,
Thank you.
man. Yeah, thank you. Take care. Nice. What's up, Jules? Fog, LOL. F0G, LOL. Whatever your name is, man. I see you in all aggressive. Creighton. I've been calling him Crichton, but it's Creighton. And T Flying Monkey. Nice to see you guys. Over there on the Rumble crew. And shout out to Pastor Chatelet, who raided the stream. Who helped me raid the stream. Okay. So let's see what we can get to over here. In Hake news, which oftentimes, let's face it, it is sometimes fake news because I'm reading the mainstream media, and the mainstream media oftentimes is a fake news. Commie Nonsense Network was all excited, and I forget who it was. Oh yeah, it was the guy who was on, who says, "What is a man? An adult human male." That guy, atheist, secular talk guy. He was all up in arms, calling Trump ridiculous or something like that, because Trump announced tariffs on islands such as the Heard Island and McDonald's Island in the southern Indian Ocean. The Indian Ocean. That is south of India and east of Africa, right? The Indian Ocean. We'll have to pay a 10% tariff on goods they send to the United States, but the tiny uninhabited islands have no exports. They're home to penguins, elephant seals. Who ever heard of elephant seals? And seabirds. So cool. If it's uninhabited, how does it have a house? Look at this building. And dogs. The meteorological station of the Arctic Sea island of Jan Mayen, or Jan Mayen, Jan, new word, Mayn. In 2009, small Norwegian island, no permanent residents, has 10% tariffs. Nice. Somebody made the point on the JLP's X, because JLP tweeted about this, that Trump is a genius, because now they're promoting it. They're promoting his tariffs. It's a genius. Desolate former whaling station, military base, and uninhabited island. Trump's tariffs include unlikely targets. So reports Brad Linden. Somebody made the point that they could start to avoid the mainland tariffs. They could just ship from these abandoned territories, if you will. Oh, look, there's a person in 2009. Wonder if he's still there, standing there. CIA World Factbook describes some of these uninhabited islands just listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site as 80% ice covered and bleak. In the case of the Heard Island and the McDonald's Islands, is small and rocky. Cool. So you got to cover your bases. That's Trump. And Commie Nonsense mocking from Seoul, South Korea. I like it. I, for one, appreciate our greatest president tariffing the heck out of the world. Tariffing the hake out of them. So cool. But that's just my vicious side. Yeah, elephant seals. I want to see that. Elephant seals. Real quick. Oh, nasty. Those things. Oh, okay. The ones with the snouts that look like sort of snuffleupagus type weird snout thing. Elephant seal. Ugly. What is the purpose of that? Why did hip, 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 hippopotamus? Hip, hip, hooray, he made all of us. There are northern and southern elephant seals hunted to the brink of extinction for lamp oil. Wow. Very large ocean-going earless seals in the genus Mironga. Whatever the genus is and whatever Mironga is. Nice. Their numbers have since recovered. That was hunted near extinction by the end of the 1800s, 19th century. Nice. Are they friendly to humans? They should not be approached nor considered friendly. Curious, even playful, but they are wild animals. Large, sharp teeth and can bite. Okay. So stay away from that island if you can. Proceed with caution. Nice. So shout out to these islands. See, I prefer the normal-looking seals. They look more beautiful than these ugly, fat-snouted seals. But shout out to the fat-snouted people. Is Hake a fat-snouted person? I don't know. The Germans saved them in their pre-World War II Zoom. So claims LARPing for cash. Cool. And yes, shout out to Mary Rice Hopkins, a beautiful woman. I wonder if I could play Mary Rice Hopkins without Spotify taking down my episode. Elephant seals. Very cool. Oh, I was a little late in noting that. Okay. Whatever. We'll just sort of take a guess. This is sort of sad news, guys. Over 3,000 is the body count. It would make sense. 3,000 killed in that Myanmar quake, or at least, after the fact. Okay? 3,000. Oh, Lord. Nope. 3,000. 3,000 people died after that 7.7 quake. Thousands more injured or are missing. So it could even be more than that. Let's confirm Myanmar pronounce. Search. This is the British.
Myanmar.
Myanmar. Which I like. Myanmar. Or the American English, Myanmar.
Myanmar.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Myanmar.
Myanmar or Myanmar. Take your pick.
Myanmar.
I find both acceptable. Are you happy, Englishmen and English ladies? I hear from Englishmen and English gals. Shout out to our brothers and sisters and the foreigners in England. So let's see if there's any cool pictures. Look at that. Crazy. The rubble. And there's people who have to work and recover bodies with this destruction. Is it their fault? Should they have done better as far as earthquake prep? Could they have done better? It seems like they could. But a 7.7 quake is nothing to sneeze at. Because with each point, I think it's like an exponential increase. It's something to the, let's say a 3 versus a 4 earthquake, a 3.0 earthquake versus a 4.0, or a 6.0 earthquake versus a 7, or a 7 versus an 8, is to the 8th power. Something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So like something squared is to the 2nd power, right? Kids, math people? That's what I heard with earthquakes. Are earthquake magnitude numbers exponential? Something like that. Let's see if Google AI says, far left extremist, totally useless website, Google AI says, yes, earthquake magnitude numbers are as measured by the Richter scale. Beautiful Richter. Was he white or black? Or Asian or Hispanic? Based on exponential scale, meaning a whole number increase, represents a tenfold increase in shaking amplitude and a 32-fold increase in energy released. The Richter scale, a logarithmic scale, I forget what logarithm is, but, I learned that stuff in high school. Meaning that each whole number increase of magnitude represents a tenfold increase measured in amplitude of seismic waves. Shaking amplitude increases tenfold with each whole number. Energy released increases exponentially, approximately 32 times for each whole number increase in magnitude. A magnitude 6.0 earthquake releases 32 times more energy than a magnitude 5.0 earthquake. And a magnitude 7.0 earthquake releases about 1,000 times more energy than a magnitude 6.0 earthquake. Whoa! What? Oh, Well, interesting. Who was Richter? Richter. Real quick. Ah, man. What did it do? Come on. I wanted to see who. Charles Richter. Charles could be black. Charles Richter, in collaboration with Bino Gutenberg. Guten Morgen, Guten Nacht, Guten Nacht, Guten Tagen, Guten Tagen. Any Germans listening to Hake right now? Kohlberger, you German? Look at him. Is that a normal white man? Charles Richter, 1900 to 1985. This was circa 1970. Shout out to him. Wow, quiverings. Charles Richter, one of the world's leading earthquake experts, studies seismograph log upon which earth movements are recorded. How the Richter magnitude scale is determined. Let me get out of the way. In the seismograph. There, now it looks sort of like I'm looking at it. It goes like up exponentially. You see that? 0, magnitude 0, magnitude 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the 10, a magnitude 10 earthquake, that's the big one. But I don't know. They were fear-mongering when I was a kid that the big one is coming. Imagine if I'm mocking it on this show, and then it hits, and then maybe I should cancel those words. It reminds me of this guy sent me this disturbing footage of this gal, and I really don't like this footage, but somebody sent it to me on X. Did I open my X? I think he sent it to I don't know if he sent it to my Hake report thing, or if it might have been from Very Fake News. Oh, in the world, jumping around. Oh, yeah. It wasn't him, but I mentioned Azzmador. Ooh, yeah, since I'm here, I had no idea Azzmador passed away. So sad. Remember you asking sometime last year, is it bad to show my DMs? Sometimes doing it, said he was sick. Life got so busy. New baby, new business. Congrats. Never understood how to use Telegram. I know. Boomer, fellow boomer. It's Russian. It's over our heads. Yeah, Azzmador died. What a legend. Got to meet, quote unquote, Azzmador through Jesse. Leighton saying goodbye. What a time to be alive. Rest in peace to Azzmador. Azzmador, Val Kilmer, all these people. Dead. Okay, yeah. Heather McDonald, not to be confused with Heather McDonald. She collapsed and broke her skull a little bit. Cracked her crown. She fell down and broke her crown. And you nasty anti-vaxxers were laughing at her, mocking her. I really don't even want to show it, but here's her, and hopefully I can pause it before she smacks her head on the floor, on the floor, not the ground. Literal floor. Doing improv. A woman who's thinking she's funny.
I don't care, but I want you to know, double vaxxed, booster, flu shot, and I'm going to be honest, I have the shingle shot too. And I still get my period. What?
Oh,
yes.
Gross.
Traveled, went to Mexico twice.
This is so disturbing. You guys have seen this. It's old news from a couple of years ago.
Did shows, meet and greets, never got COVID. Clearly, Jesus loves me the most. Seriously. So nice. So nice.
Oh, no, she gets wobbly here. No. Hake, easily disturbed, but she posted it on her own thing, on her own thing a few years ago. Raw footage of me fainting on stage. This occurred Saturday, February 5th, AD 2022. She didn't note AD, although she does acknowledge Jesus, Irie. I respect it. Maybe mockingly. At Tempe Improv. No, Tempe, TEMPE. That's not, I forget. Recovering at home, suffered a skull fracture. Thank you for your prayers and wishes. Yes, we're praying for you, Heather McDonald, with no A between the M and the C. Ooh, terrible. And they, so it made me think of that when I said, oh, you know, they've been talking about the big one coming to California, yet I'm still here. It's kind of like a mocking God returning or the rapture happening, and then what? It happens, and then you guys disappear, leaving only your clothes behind. And then we're like, oh no, I need to repent now. And the great tribulation comes. So don't be mocking stuff. Lesson learned. Look at her. There's just the horror in her face. Shall I show just a bit more? Oh no! And she fell. Terrible. I'm chuckling a little bit, but I do not delight in people's misfortune. I didn't like that movie Jack A. Not my humor. Not my type. Every now and then you can get me to laugh with that stuff, but I think I have too much sympathy. Too much of a, what is that, parasympathetic response? Hake doesn't have the heart to watch her fall. Anyway, nice. So we're pulling for you. Hopefully your crown healed up, lady. Ooh. I'm laughing with her, not at her. Indeed. I'm going to get back to Hake news, guys, but let me get to Robert in Kansas. What's up, man?
Hey, man, you know, those kids, the reason kids got cancer and all the neurological problems they have is because of vaccines.
I don't know, man. I disavow that, of course. You know me.
Sure. Well, usually, like, a lot of times you can have poison food, poison water, poison air, and if you have enough time in your life to live and absorb all that, it can give you cancer or certain neurological things. But a child hasn't had time to absorb the poison of this world, and they just get it directly from vaccines when they're 6 months old, man, and it's a tragedy, really.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I still
well, I mean, I don't
Alex
know about the vaccine thing, but who knows what it is? You make assertions that you don't really know. I mean, but
well, it's a business model, right? If you want to make money, you got to make customers.
True,
so,
indeed.
yeah.
Doctors don't really have an interest in terms of money-wise to get you permanently healed. They need somebody to be sick, but there are plenty of sick people.
So when you're looking out at the ocean in your beautiful artwork, Hake,
yeah,
you show on here. Whenever you look out straight, like you're looking as far as you can out straight, you're only limited by your vision. Speaking of flat Earth, like
Indeed.
The only way that you stop seeing anything is that you can't really see as far as you think you might. But one thing you have shown in a lot of your footage is the left to right horizon from going, the miles, many, many miles going left from right.
Right.
And if you were to, let's say you say the Earth is really big, right? So we can't see that it's a globe.
Right.
So it is how big, though? Like, do you even know?
No, I don't know. It's something like 8,000 miles across, or maybe 30,000. Okay. I forget how big across the world
Let me help. Just let's say 25,000 circumference, right?
Really?
So, but you're right about radius or diameter, right? You're right in those measurements. But about 29,100 is what NASA says, right? So that would be
beautiful
the
NASA.
equator. Yeah, beautiful NASA. And so if you were to extrapolate, you were talking about exponential functions in mathematics. If you were to extrapolate that over a 10-mile, 20-mile, 100 miles, right, you would have a relatively convex curve to either the plane of the Earth, accounting for elevation, or my studies have been over a body of water, and you happen to be right next to the biggest one. So if you could ever show me, Hake, if you could take a 10-mile, 20, 100-mile shot of something where you could see from horizon to horizon, in the sense that you have left to right, not how far you could see out, but left to right.
Mm-hmm.
If you could ever show that curving in any way, Hake, like I know that you say that on your that when you're pointing at your the picture you keep showing,
Right.
you're saying, no, look, it curves. But what I'm saying, Hake, is that when you take those shots, brother, like you're proving that like it does not bend at all.
But it's not supposed to bend. It's not supposed to bend like this. It's not supposed to bow. It's supposed to drop off, which is what it does.
Well, the ocean, when you're looking out towards those islands, right? That's one thing, is your vision is limited by what your eyes are able to do. So it does stop. Your vision stops. So it looks like it drops off.
Right.
If you were to use optics, you could bring those things into focus and realize that those ships did not go over a horizon. You can bring them
Not
back
true.
into focus.
You guys make
And
that
so-
claim, but it's not true.
But what I want you to do,
Yeah.
Hake, is look left to right, sir.
Right.
Left to right.
I do.
Not how far. Okay, so if you go left and you go right and you take that whole thing and you have 100-mile shot, okay, there is 6,666 feet of curve according to NASA.
No,
So
there's
you're
not.
over
No,
a
there's not.
mile
It's
curve.
because you're looking at a. You're looking at a You're looking at the outside of the. You're looking at the circle. You're not actually looking at a straight line. So there is no curve there.
Well, there's no curve, that's for sure. That's my problem, is I have not been able to find the curve. If you ever find
It's
one,
because you don't
I
have the
will-
IQ for it. But what you're looking at is
I don't
not
have
a
the
straight line.
IQ.
Yeah.
I'm just.
You're looking at this.
Yeah, okay, Hake.
When you look
Yes,
left to
I am
right, you're
stupid.
looking at this curve.
Yes, Hake, you're right. I am stupid, but also I need you to show me that there's a curve.
I didn't call
on
you
this place,
stupid.
because there just isn't.
I
You
didn't
know
call
what?
you. I didn't call you stupid. I said you don't have the
Well, no, that's
IQ
okay.
to notice that that you're looking at as far as your eye can see. You're not looking at a straight across thing. You're looking at a disc, a flattish disc is your field of vision. This is a person, and then this is this field of vision before it drops off, and then here's a plane. His field of vision is a bit longer. And then here's the International Space Station, and his field of vision is here.
Oh, God.
And so they're
Yeah.
looking at flat, relatively flat still. Because for our purposes, at our scale, it's flat. But in God's scale, in the cosmos, in the heavenly scale, it is a big, beautiful ball.
Okay, but wouldn't water comprises 70% of the surface of the Earth? Wouldn't water have to bend at a relatively uniformly convex manner, such
Yeah.
that it would be bending around the entire world?
That's true. Yep, it does.
And what I'm saying is that if you can ever show me that I will change my mind. And I'm obviously I'm stupid, Hake. I'm calling
Look
your
at
show.
the
Obviously,
blue
I'm
marble.
dumb.
Blue
Yeah, it's a
marble.
blue marble. But what I'm saying is that when you try to go out and find this curve, you won't be able to, sir. You're gonna find yourself wanting. You're gonna be like, why can't I find curved water anywhere?
We already saw the sun dip behind the curve in multiple shorts. The sun goes behind the curve, right?
And what I can't stand about chat and about you, Hake, whenever you guys are like, no, look at a raindrop. Look at surface tension. It's
Sorry about
like,
that noise.
Surface tension on water is what it is, guys. Yes, it can form different shapes.
Yeah.
it's certainly, there's no
And so if
curve
it does
to
that
any-
so if water does that on a small scale, and then it does what we see on our scale, who's to
what we
say
see is-
who's to say that it doesn't do a ball on God's beautiful heavenly scale?
Well, that's the thing is I don't think you believe in God. I think you believe in evolution and creation and science. That's what I think you believe. You believe in NASA.
You said
You believe in
evolution
the
and
narrative that you're given.
evolution and creation?
Well, I just think that you believe in
Who
whatever
made
narrative
creation?
you've been given. Do what?
Who made creation?
Well, God.
Watch,
made
we're
this
gonna
place.
see the sun, the big beautiful ball sun, dip below the horizon of the ball Earth from
No,
Hake's
man,
view.
the sun. At least you know the sun is moving. Like you almost intuitively know it's not the Earth.
Yeah,
you know
no,
that
it's the
sun
Earth
moving.
is moving.
No,
How would
the
this?
Earth-
How would the
hey,
sun
brother,
dip behind? How would the sun
Hey,
dip behind
hey.
it without the Earth spinning?
Whenever you're in a train, plane, or automobile, do you know that you're moving, Hake? Do you have a sense about you that you're moving?
Not always.
I do. I do, man. If I'm in a plane,
Well,
it
that's
doesn't matter
because
what
you're-
I'm in. If I'm in a plane,
That's because you're higher IQ than me.
you just told me I was stupid a minute ago.
Well, you don't, the quality of your IQ is different from the quality of mine. The quality of
Sure.
mine allows me to see that the ball Earth
Hey.
is true, and the quality of your IQ allows you not to have a beta back, like I have.
Well, no, I have that too, but I do
Oh.
appreciate your IQ. You have a memory, Hake, like a steel trap, and I'm
Dang.
sure that's a burden and a blessing.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy your IQ as well. So
That's kind.
I do.
I was listening.
Okay. Well, hey, man, just, show me some curved water, bro, with all those pictures you take. When you look left to right in your camera angle, and it's almost like you're doing it on purpose, hey. Like you say, your IQ is probably just higher than mine. That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
But you're almost showing that there is zero curve to that
No.
water.
When I look side to side, I almost sense that there is a ball, but
You sense, or do you put a level up to it and realize that it doesn't curve at all?
even a
regardless
level,
of how
if you
many
make a
miles
level, you're talking about a level, right? A straight edge? Even a
Well-
straight edge, you make it big enough, what's it going to do? Bend.
a straight edge, a double edge, whatever, bro. Just freaking figure out that the earth is flat, and you're going to realize there's a God, and it'll change your life, man.
That's cool. I appreciate your
No.
encouragement, man.
Dang it. Hey, I don't know, man. I hope you're CIA, brother. I hope you're CIA, and you're just trying to shepherd us through a difficult time in our country and keep control over things. Hey, listen, you're going to have a CIA. You might as well have the best CIA.
That's
right?
kind. Very kind.
Well, if you're CIA, much respect, brother, and I don't want to. Please don't come get me or nothing.
No,
And
never.
and,
I
and,
might
and
I
if
might
you're
report
not-
you to the feds here and there, but
Yep.
I promise I have never done that yet.
Dude, I've been reported to the feds so much, Hake, that the feds are like, yeah, we already know. Like, we already know about Robert.
What's funny
We've
is
already
I
investigated-
could kind of believe that.
Well, they've already investigated me, bro. They're like, hey, listen, this guy, he's a POS, but he doesn't really commit any crime.
Indeed.
So yeah, man, dang it, Hake, your flat Earth stuff, man, your globe Earth stuff is just. I don't know if you're just doing it to bait me. Are you baiting me?
No, I do.
No?
Not you personally, although I do admit to baiting the flat earthers. Definitely.
Baiting the flat Earthers. You gotta.
But it's all in good fun. Like, don't you appreciate the opportunity to talk about it and stuff?
If you're CIA, you got to maintain the lie, right? Like you got to maintain the mind control.
But I'm not CIA, so I don't really know what I would have to do were I CIA.
If you were and you were sophisticated and you were just lying, that would at least allow me to respect you. If you're so dumb that you cannot measure the Earth with all of your intelligence, Hake, I know you're a smart guy.
Well,
So it's
but
I say, measure the Earth, Hake, and you're like, I can't do it, Robert. I'm like, what do you mean you can't do it? You built cabinets. You can measure the Earth. I know you can use basic math. It's not even hard math. You're talking about exponential functions of an equation. And I'm like, yes, that's what the globe Earth is. Now show me that mathematics, sir. And you're like, no, Robert, it just bends because we can't see the edge of something. It's like, nah, dude, there's no bending of the water. The water never bends. It's completely flat all the time.
No, it's not,
if
though.
you
It's
ever
it's
show me that
ripply,
bends-
it's wavy. We don't even know what the
Oh,
world is
brother,
doing.
okay. Yeah,
You think
I
you're
know.
God.
A raindrop is round, and so is my eye, and so why isn't the earth round? I get it. You people with your jokes.
It's not
You
a joke,
glow-
really. It's honestly like, look
glow-
at the balls in the world,
No.
in Mars, Moon, Venus, the sun.
Yeah.
I get that you say, oh, the light bulbs are round, so is the ground that I'm walking on. But
Yep.
you're mocking me, but I'm not really mocking. I'm like looking at it in a logical, compare what I'm seeing. I think it's this model, the big, beautiful ball, makes a ton of sense.
Well, you're probably just Jesse's CIA handler, and you know what, man? If we're going to have a CIA, we need the best CIA.
Yeah.
And so I really appreciate all
CIA
you
for
smart
Christ.
guys. And you need to handle Jesse, and I understand you got to get control of this force of nature.
Indeed.
And so you CIA guys, you just do whatever you need to do, and God bless, okay? I hope that you save America. Just that's all. CIA, hey, listen, save the country. I don't know.
Right on,
I don't know
man.
what to tell you.
Take care,
Anyway.
Robert.
All right. Hey, bye-bye, sir.
All right. Very nice. I do have a few super chats to get to over here. Lord have mercy. Over on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report, Birdie Bound B stated, and I read it yesterday during John Parfit, Bright Lights. Fat folks almost always have feelings. Indeed. That's why they're fat. Just like the people who are into the S thing, sex, and pot and eating too much, because of feelings. Don't value your feelings. Camilla, I believe, or Camilla. 5 coffees. Hi, Hake. Nice to be able to listen to all the Bond shows again. I had to work for a month and missed you guys. Hard on a woman. Thank you for all your work. Also, don't tell others, but you're my 7-year-old daughter's favorite. Cool. Right on. Hake has appeal to the kids. That's cool. Shout out to your 7-year-old daughter. Hake, 7-year-old girl army. Based. I used to hear from a gal who was 7-ish from Arizona. Shout out to her. Cesar, 3 coffees. Sup, Hake? What's up, Cesar or Caesar? Julio Cesar Chavez? Are you a boxer? I don't know why you question the race of a person who got violent in the air control tower you mentioned during the JLP show. We all know very well what race it was. Laughing faces with tears coming out. This coming from a Dominican, by the way. Doxed. Cesar. I had a goalie named Cesar. He got deported because he shoved a cop, allegedly. I don't know if it's true. And I'm like, man, I was on MySpace typing to him, man, I heard you got deported. We got to make a way for it to be easier for you guys, the good ones, to come in. He didn't respond. I don't know if I said the good ones. But yeah, he was a white Mexican, white Hispanic. He didn't even look Latino, but he spoke full-blown Spanish. Keeper. Shoved a cop over. I think they're coming for his bro or something. I don't know. Those people. I don't know, because in Cesar brought up in that super chat just now about the FAA and the Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport is not far from D.C., where there's a heavy black population. Shout out. I don't know if it was a black guy who got all crazy. Yeah, an incident. Okay, last Thursday, an air traffic controller arrested for assault and battery, placed on administrative leave after an incident in the control tower. Wow. A bunch of close calls and stuff. Air traffic controller arrested after incident, quote unquote, at Washington, D.C. Area Control Tower per commie nonsense, reported Monday, the 31st of March. So about a week and a half ago. Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. Looks all beautiful and peaceful. Lightly trafficked in November of 2024 in this photo. Crazy. Damon Marcellus Gaines, age 39, of Upper Marlboro, doxxed, Maryland. Damon Marcellus Gaines. Could be a black name, I'm not sure. Charged with assault and battery. The employee on administrative leave while we investigate the matter. Maybe it was justified, you know? You know, it was crazy. Nolo King in the D-Live crew, he got under my skin. He got to my head when he stated after JLP covered this story of the guy getting stabbed in the heart at the track meet. Ooh, crazy. Ooh, killed. Black guy versus a twin brother, a white member of a twin brother thing. There were two guys, white brothers, twins. One of them asked this black guy to get out of the way or something. Might not have been polite about it, but I don't know, somehow offended this black guy. And the black guy allegedly did him in. Crazy. Oof. And the guy said, Nolo King said, it might have been self-defense. He said that in the chat. What a mess. But it might have. I don't know. That's crazy, though. I think that's too much of an escalation, if you ask me. I don't think his life was at risk. Why does it show... Oh, he was a fellow fan of the greatest performance of the late, great Val Kilmer. Oh, no, never mind. Never mind. I don't know what that is. I don't know what, I don't know. They don't really, do they have a mugshot of him? I'm not interested. I mean, this sounds like a black person. Whatever. I don't know if it's any of these people. I'm pretty sure it's not Doc Holliday. Maybe this is him. Crazy. What is this? That's probably an unrelated photo. Yeah. Why do they have that picture there? Unrelated pictures often come up, and it's commie nonsense wouldn't show his mug. Yeah, so that airport is under scrutiny. Is it a black run airport? Is it, what's going on? Shout out to the blacks. And that's near the Capitol. A disgrace to the name of Ronald Reagan. It should be called Obama Washington National Airport. If it's going to be this poorly run and crime-filled and diverse, right? No, I'm glad they don't have an airport named after Obama. Terrible. Thank you, Sup with D's, for that little tip on Heather. Crazy. Let me check for more super chats. Streamlabs, Rumble. Wow, I gotta close some of these tabs, I guess. Richter scale, logarithms, elephant seals. We haven't hardly got to any real news. Charlemagne, the god, quote unquote. What's up, Rumble crew? Nice to see you guys. Commie Nonsense Network. Exceeds 2,700, the death toll. Probably over 3,000. Thousands more missing and or injured. Miracle Rescue offers hope. Yeah, they got a guy out more than 4 days later. Pretty cool. So it can pay to keep looking. It can. The ladies at the Skimm. I mock the ladies at the Skimm. You know why? Because the ladies at the Skimm are like, Trump's Liberation Day doesn't feel so liberating. Give me a break. Did you catch Anchor Baby yesterday? He covered some of this. Trump speaking, holding those reciprocal tariffs. China, EU, Vietnam, Taiwan, Japan, India, South Korea, Thailand, Switzerland, Indonesia, Malaysia, all of them. They have these big old tariffs, more than 50% in most cases, it looks like. 97% in one place, 90% in Vietnam. And we have like barely anything on them, like 30, 40, 20 something. Ridiculous. 10%, 49% on one area. And so we're making it fairer because America's basically been, I don't want to say it in a vulgar way, but allowing the country, allowing their fellow countrymen, the so-called leaders have been allowing their countrymen to be taken advantage of by these other countries and their businesses and the businesses that operate outside of the country. And meanwhile, just taxing us to death. Tea Party, TEA, taxed enough already, said the boomers. Shout out. So-called Liberation Day. The ladies at the Skimm poo-pooing a true America First agenda. I shake my head. Cars, fashion, probably even alcohol. And that's a good thing. It's fine. It's all right. He knows what he's doing. He made the economy was working quite well up until the China virus, I heard. And Trump he knows the economy, he knows business, and he knows more than you guys. So cut with your simple-minded misjudgment. Ladies, you don't even know what you're talking about. Ladies at the Skimm. I shake my head. It is Liberation Day. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it is Liberation Day. Trump wouldn't lie to us about that. But anyway, let's get back to the news. They are scaremongering about these different diseases, these sicknesses. Whooping cough on the rise. Norovirus on a luxury cruise. Contagious stomach bug. You don't want to get that. So don't get sick, guys. It's serious. And if you do get sick, get healthy if you can. They're talking about tuberculosis was a top killer. I like that term. Tuberculosis. 1.25 million people died of tuberculosis worldwide, I guess, in 2023. What is tuberculosis? The world's top infectious killer. Aid groups and so-called doctors, which when you hear the word doctor, that means liberal nowadays, warn that Trump administration's funding cuts to the USAID, if that's how you say it, are likely to cause thousands of unnecessary deaths and a rise in TB infections worldwide, because we should subsidize people's lives, and if we stop subsidizing their lives, we're causing their death. Give me a break. Figure out another way to fund your scaremongering, you self-important losers. Tuberculosis, the world's top infectious killer. Aid groups say Trump's funding freezes will cause more deaths. Look at that, TrueNat site, Damien Foundation, USAID. Says this thing that's looks like it's in a third world area. Bangladesh, February. That's a USAID worker. Looks like a woman wearing a Muslim stuff. Who knows? When the health workers stopped visiting her home in Pakistan to administer tuberculosis medication, Ratna Jamni began dragging herself to a clinic, step by painful step, even when standing feels impossible. A 40-year-old gal just, I don't want to say ravaged because that means raped. Just her body messed up by tuberculosis. She'd been receiving for treatment and so-called mental health support, whatever that is, for months at home after contracting drug-resistant TB. You ever had a TB skin test? They put like a little blister on you. Every trip is painful, exhausting, and humiliating. Oh, let the humiliation go, lady. Young lady, 40 years old. It's relatively young still, right? I don't know how much longer I can do this, she told Commie Nonsense Network via Dopasi Foundation, Pakistan-based NGO. NGO, non-government organization. I hear that word, it has a negative connotation in my mind. Whose USAID-funded programs helped provide her so-called health care. Journey is long, my body is weak, every breath feels heavier than the last. I wonder if it's even worth it. I wish this suffering would end. Either the help returns or I no longer have to endure this pain, she says. What's she mean? What's she talking about? Don't be for that type of thing. Is that Canada? Is that Canadian assisted suicide talk that she's talking about? Tuberculosis, a bacterial infection usually found in the lungs. According to the evil UN's corrupt World Health Organization, caused 1.25 million deaths worldwide in 2023, so they claim. With the right health care and drugs, it's treatable and preventable. Without treatment, it is a death rate close to 50%. You got a 50-50 chance of dying from this thing. United States Agency for International Development was subsidizing her life and nursing her in her sickness. Now interrupted by Trump's sudden freezing. Got to rip off the Band-Aid. Okay? Aid groups and doctors warn these cuts likely to cause thousands of unnecessary deaths. Blah, blah, so they claim, right? We already covered the thing about causing. And created conditions for an extremely drug-resistant form of the disease to spread, so they claim. And that's fear-mongering propaganda. Some of it could be true. Already more than 11,000 additional TB patients estimated to have died in the 2 months since they froze funding of the evil USAID. Do-gooders who want to shine a light on this supposed good thing that they do, this sounds like it's a supposedly good thing, right? I guess. I don't know. I don't know why we have to pay for it. And ignore all the evil things that they do. A thoroughly corrupt organization with a few good things that they do, right? It's like Obamacare, right? You can find, like, they want to highlight one good story and ignore all the thousands and millions of bad stories that were brought about by Obamacare. That's how propaganda works. Very selective reporting. Marco Rubio put an exception for life-saving humanitarian assistance so that they could keep funding USAID for life-saving humanitarian assistance. Interesting. That's the mama. That's the mama thing, and that's too much wiggle room, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, for my taste. But I don't know. It's so hard to know what the truth is. That's why it takes good, solid men with good judgment, like our greatest president, Trump, and Elon Musk, maybe, to take the bad coverage, the sob story coverage, the horror stories, the pretense. Oh, look, a black dude being a doctor, biomedical and laboratory technician carrying out a TB test in Mozambique. Shout out to him. Nice haircut. I respect that haircut. That's an upstanding black man looking person if I've ever seen one. Cambodia, run by local HIV and TB organization. All that mess. A bunch of mess. Look at these guys. Terrible. Patients. Stay away from the patients. Stay away from the doctor's office if you can help it. Sometimes. It's where you commonly go to get sick. All these disinvestments end up resulting in a higher cost to recover and mitigate the damage done. So claims this guy, this person, Castro. Who's Castro? Dr. Kenneth Castro. Anytime you cease a treatment in the middle of the course therapy, you promote selection of drug resistance. Yeah, you're not. It's kind of like you're not supposed to stop your antibiotics until you finish the antibiotics. Professor at Emory University, previously director for tuberculosis elimination at the CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So claims he. A lot of these people are a mess. So fear-mongering about sickness, whereas Trump is making necessary cuts to the country's, to prevent the country's whole collapse. Because they spread sickness. Commie Nonsense Network spreads sickness. They spread transgenderism. So spare me with your self-important sickness propaganda. Communism. That's what communism is. Women are afraid. This is an interesting story somewhat to me. We are women, and that's his prey. Let's see. The women are scared. Diane Swick. This is terrible. It's a terrible story. I wonder if I can open this. It's going to make me close it. It's going to make me close it. But, let's see. The pillowcase rapist. It's a funny name, okay? I'm not laughing at R, okay? R, I disavow it. We are women, and that's his prey. Look at this beautiful area. This is in, like, I suppose it's LA County. These gals keep sexually violent predators out of our neighborhood. If he's not safe to be out in the world unsupervised, is he really safe to be out of jail, prison, whatever? Standing united, these gals. He might be interested in her, probably not her, but who knows? Shout out. They're both mildly attractive gals. Diane Swick, right, and Rachel Purcell, left, have hung signs protesting the relocation of sexual predators to their neighborhood. Is that common, I guess, in their neighborhood? Both now live a few hundred feet from Christopher Hubert's rented home. I hope you're friendly to the guy. I mean, I don't know. We are women, and that's his prey, say these gals. The pillowcase rapist. Okay, but he never killed anybody, is what I gather. Jason Kreverick, Commie Nonsense Network. Watch when I scroll. See? They want me to subscribe. They must know I'm not a woman. If I were a woman, I would be like, you're trying to hide information from me without me paying, and this could be my life. I'm in LA County, and that's his prey. Not Florida. What the world? In the world? I guess he was Florida. Christopher Hubert, released. Approved to live in an LA, little boonies town, LA County, okay? Community. I wonder, I'm really tempted to look up his Wikipedia if he has one. Or are they hyping it more than they would have made one for it? Let me look. Because I'm a sucker for, oh look, they have a list of serial R-wordists. This is not a pleasant topic for some gals. Not that it's a pleasant one for us fellas, but we're not really emotionally affected by it. Gals, I encourage you to be more like the fellas. not be emotionally affected by this thing. This does not include serial killers who R-worded their victims and then killed them. Only serial R-wordists, apists ray, who non-fatally attacked their victims and R'd them should be included here. So says this Wikipedia article. Du Shanatir from Yemen, in the year 517 Common Era, which is communist for, which is politically correct for AD, the year of our Lord, a king who, according to, oh, gross. I don't want to read that. The S word for, anyway, Marquis de Sade, Sade. Okay, let me look. Pillowcase. Gotta find it. Gotta find them all. Christopher Hubbard. This poor, what if he's innocent, by the way? Wow. What, how long are you gonna make me? Well, I guess they didn't make Wikipedia yet. Where did he do this stuff? Despite outrage and opposition from residents and so-called community leaders, convicted sexually violent predator, super predator. Antelope Valley. Oh, I know Antelope Valley, sort of. That's way out east, right? I know it's north, but that's west, pointing behind me toward the ocean. That's east. That's north. Antelope Valley is that away somewhere. Christopher Hubbard will live in the Juniper Hills community, said DA Nathan Hochman, Hochman. The DA's office will remain vigilant of this placement, holding the safety of our community as the office's highest priority. Christopher Hubbard's placement marks the third time in 3 years that a person found suitable for conditional release has been placed in our county's the high desert. That means it's high above sea level, I guess. This marginalized community should not be a dumping ground for every sexually violent predator that is released in LA County. So said he in a statement. Okay? What's the backstory? Santa Clara County. Ordered released from a state hospital. I don't know. Convicted in 73, 82, and 1990. Wow. In LA County in Northern California for a series of at least 40 R-words, and other S crimes, sex crimes. Reportedly getting the pillowcase R-word, Apist Ray, nickname because he used pillowcases to muffle his victims' screams. Detained as a predator and committed to the Department of State hospitals in 2000. But I don't get it. He was convicted in 73, 82, and 1990. Did they release him? Like, keep on releasing him? Or was he, like, what? No, I don't get it. Coalinga State Hospital, July 2014. Assigned to live at a Palmdale area home. That's also LA area, I think. Sufficient evidence to justify ordering him to be recommitted to a state hospital or approved of violating terms. What a mess. That's not him. Does it go longer? No, I guess it doesn't. Look at all these ads. Nasty, nasty ads. Well, ladies, we're wishing you well. We're pulling for you. And we're pulling for him, right? Living next door to her. I'm laughing with you, not at you. Some people say that R word, people who do the R word, even without illing K afterwards, should get the death penalty day. Death penalty. I don't know. It's forcible. What a mess. Don't go down that road. Whew. Interesting. The ladies are scared. So get strong, ladies. And don't go out at night. Or even during the day alone. Be careful. Okay. That's enough of that. Okay. All right. This one is sort of, no. I want to keep that moving. I want to keep moving from that. There was a Reddit bro story that I've been wanting to get to. And then I'll get to you, any super chats and your calls. Hang tight, callers. You can call in. One line open, 1-888-775-3773. Hang tight, super chatters as well. Reddit bros. I relate to the Reddit bros. It's partly why I like this story. I like these Reddit bro stories. Because they are a mess. Don't be worshiping the woman. And women, don't be worshiping yourselves. The Reddit bro thing is to blame yourself when she's wrong. It's typical of a guy to blame himself in part, right? And he's kind of right in some cases, but he's blaming himself when she's wrong. Let's see. Nagging. That's probably the one. Okay, so let me confirm. He finally realized his girlfriend isn't nagging. He's just not respecting her concerns. Now that he's realized this, how does he change? 28-year-old man. A 28-year-old male, have finally realized my girlfriend, 27-year-old female, isn't nagging. I'm just not respecting her concerns. How do I change this behavior now that I've realized this? He said, I don't often use, oh my goodness. Cover your eyes, kids. This person cusses. And he edited his thing to be a little bit more a little bit less anti-man. Because his original word was, I don't often use the word nagging in my head. He doesn't even allow himself to think it. Talk about self-censorship. This is another reason why I relate to the Reddit bros. Communism. It affects your mind. I don't use the word nagging in my head often because I've known it's a dirty word that only men use. Meaning nasty men use, right? S word, S-H, but it says the whole blown word. Don't read that word, kids. But instead he changed the word from S-word men, S-C men, E-men, shblip E-men, to shblip E partners. Well, Lord, you made it even worse. Did you notice that? You changed it from, because I got the push notification from the Reddit, relationship advice on Reddit, right? Don't harass this person, by the way. Don't harass him or her. He claims to be a man. I wish I could say the word. It's an ugly word. It's like you make yourself look and sound stupid using this word ironically or unironically. It's an ugly word. S-wordy men. S-H men. But now you put S-H partners. You get it? It's insane. Don't use the word partners, but he doesn't know. He's a Reddit bro. So instead, I like things like she's neurotic or a control freak. Control freak? Whoa! That is offensive. I've called people control freaks and they kind of get offended, but it's true. They are control freaks. That's the government people, except for Trump. He wants to release control, right? Release the government control so that the people can flourish. That's what men do. Fathers, they are not control freaks like the mothers. They're not helicopter parents. They laissez-faire, which means hands off. Is that French? Laissez-faire? L-A-I-S-S-E-Z or something like that? I don't know. Laissez, it looks like laissez. Anyway, control freak or being too hard on me, which is the same thing, if not worse. Oh, gosh. But it's kept me distanced from and lying to myself about what I'm doing. It creates a cycle where she'll tell me not to do something or ask me to do it differently. I'll apologize, but internally I don't see where she's coming from or think about why she actually cares. I get defensive in my head, telling myself why I did it and twisting it onto her for not understanding why I did it in the first place, says this grown adult man. Sometimes I'll explain my reasoning, which gets respectfully but firmly shut down. She's calling him his girlfriend. Respectful but firm. Rightly so on her part. And then I play the victim and think I'm being invalidated. Yeah, you shouldn't say that. I'm being invalidated. These Reddit bros, they're adopting woman words because they're women in their spirit. Which is to say, not the righteous kind of woman, obviously. Then I repeat the behavior, not that a man should be even the righteous kind of woman. Then I repeat the behavior. She gets upset because I clearly didn't listen or take it seriously enough to change the last time. And I feel a growing resentment for being criticized all the time. He's growing in resentment because she's criticized. It's so toxic. There's that word, Lin Yenshin. Just, never mind. I don't want to use, Lin Yenshin uses nasty language sometimes just to describe what this is, in my opinion. But it is vulgar what they're doing with the way this guy is talking, writing. I do love her and have respect for her, he claims. You don't know what love is, man. But in the moment, I just think of myself. I only think of myself, and I throw her under the bus, metaphorically speaking. She doesn't deserve that. How can I change? He asks, or asked. And I liked it. I liked at least my post. No, man, she is nagging. And you don't love her, and she doesn't love you, and she's not right to shut you down, and you're not right. Break up. Break up now. I don't know if I answered the thing. Oh, yeah, and oh my gosh, look at this one. Here's another example. This is a reply. Here's a story. Reddit bro, if you're listening to the Hake Report, read this article. Headlined, "She divorced me." Cover your eyes just in case there's cussing, kids. "She divorced me because I left dishes by the sink. It wasn't a big deal to me when I was married, but it was a big deal to her." So this reminds me of a story of a gal who came to church complaining that the man just never put his dirty clothes in the hamper. Because men are fine with a little mess. They're not as mentally disturbed by mess as sometimes women are. You know, women can become kind of clean freaks. Males can do it too. Men can do it too. I've known some men who have become clean freaks, sort of traumatized by maybe their mothers or whatever. And so they'll clean things. And it's good to clean. It's good to be clean and orderly and stuff. I disavow, although only in word but not in deed, do I disavow being messy. My dad's desk was a mess. My desk is a mess. All the men I know, except for Trump, their desks are messy. Trump's desk is clean. Good for him. He too was fixated on whether he thought things were important. Fixated, he calls it. How about the woman being fixated on what she thinks is important? She divorced him because she asked him not to leave the dishes by the sink, maybe. And she divorced him over that because he never listened. The man's not supposed to listen to her. Not like that. I mean, he can do it if he wants to be reasonable. But she ought to be reasonable too. I may want to use it again, this dish. I don't care if a glass is sitting by the sink unless guests are coming over, right? I will never care about a glass sitting by the sink, ever. It's impossible for me to care. It's like asking me to make myself interested in crocheting or to enjoy the work. If he truly didn't care about the glass, he could certainly put it in the dishwasher. Oh, she wanted him to put it in the dishwasher? What a waste. What did he care about? What he did care about was proving that he'll do things his way now he's divorced. according to this person, and sometimes you can, men or males can adapt that rebellious spirit when it's not rebellion that you want against the woman and against her asking you to do something. You want to be self-led. I heard a man, talk about being in the military, and you know how in the military they say, "Turn hut," or whatever, and everybody's like, this guy would hold still a second, and then do it of his own accord. Of his own accord, he would pause and make sure he was self-led, not outside-led. And that's the way to be. That way you're not obeying, and that could be seen as you're not obeying impulsively out of fear or compulsion, but out of you hear the order, and you know what's right, you do it. You hear the woman, you like, all right, and then you do it. Not, oh, okay. But don't lie to yourself, because you could lie to yourself and be like, well, I just agree with her. But then they know actually you're a lame-o simp. But anyway, now he's divorced. Your reasons are similar. The cat can stand it, you say. And that's good enough reason to mistreat the cat. Why the boop should the cat have to stand it? Poor cat. Maybe don't start the position of, if they can manage to stand it, I'm not doing anything wrong. So claims this guy. These evil Reddit bro people, lamos, blaming themselves to avoid acknowledging that she's wrong. I may be wrong too, but she's wrong. She is nagging. Terrible. And you don't respect her concerns, or you don't respect her. If you realized it, you would change. And if you really knew that you were wrong, you would change, I think. If you really saw, you would be different, I think. How people treat cats are a great... Oops, they're cussing way too much. That's Reddit for you. Degenerate. Reddit bros are cat guys. Reddit guys are cat guys. Go figure, says Mike. Yeah, real men are allergic to cats. Right? So, shout out to the Reddit bros. I find you disgusting. Oh, one more Reddit bro story. Catch Joel Friday TV, by the way. Okay, hold on. I need to catch up on things. I like to keep up with my notes, you know? You are enabling the evil of the woman. Evil men? I shake my head. These Reddit bros blaming themselves for the woman's evil. Like whites blaming themselves for the blacks going crazy, you know? And the blacks don't respect you for that. They know that they're wrong too. By the way, you guys saw this. Okay, so she divorced him over glass by the sink. Okay, nice. Okay, so here we are, all caught up. This dude, another 28-year-old male, his girlfriend is bothered by his past partners. mostly being plus size. And he's not sure what to say. Cover your... So this is another degenerate thing. Reddit bros are degenerate. That's why I like them. No, it's not... Well, bear with me. Let me explain. So my partner, he says, and I have been together for a year. He means girlfriend. And I think she's awesome. Year and a half. She's awesome. Funny, smart, beautiful. Usually I'm good at communication. Used to be pretty open, unbothered by each other's pasts. Don't share your past. What did I say here? Don't talk about the past. We recently ran into two people I've dated in the past. My girlfriend knew it was them because I have mentioned their names, and when we ran into them, my girlfriend was super kind and friendly. No B-word vibes, according to him. He probably couldn't detect them, but they were there. Then she started to act somewhat weird, shout out. After the interaction, nothing super strange, until a few days later, she and I were in bed. What? You're not supposed to be in bed? Out of wedlock? She asked an embarrassing question. If she could ask an embarrassing question, she told me, I'm not proud of this. It does make me look insane, but after running into your exes, I found some of your exes looked like. Do you have a thing for plus-sized fat women? It caught him off guard. He never thought about it. She's fit, and she's been with 8 people before, either in a relationship or just casual dating. 6 out of the 8 women would be considered plus-sized. Means fat. Shout out. Chunky, but cute, right? One girl was average, not skinny nor plus-sized. Plus size. My girlfriend's super thin, conventionally attractive body. They just can't. He's like all describing her body, right? Okay, so this is not that distasteful. Let me read it out loud, just because it's so cringeworthy in my opinion. But it's funny how he has to hide behind what he really feels, because on Reddit you have to pretend to be like, put no value judgment. Conventionally attractive body, small waist, petite frame, still hourglass shaped. Oh man! Don't show your girlfriend this Reddit post, bro. Embarrassing. I'm blushing just reading this. I never thought about people's bodies as a type. I go for personality more than body. Oh no! She was on the phone when I came back at one point unexpectedly. I don't think she realized I was back home. I eavesdropped. I shouldn't have done this, but I eavesdropped on her convo because I heard my name. Was certain my name had a thing for plus size women. That's why I don't pursue her often. This comment shocked me because I felt we have a very reciprocal relationship? Question mark. Totally caught me off guard. So she found out my past partners, maybe because you used the word partners, were almost all plus size. Now she's acting weird. That's why now she's all insecure, and she apologized for not communicating, talking behind his back. I don't know if she mentioned that part. And they're talking about the S word, out of wedlock, when you shouldn't even be doing it. They're talking about how he has a low S-word drive. And it has not been high due to stress. Oh, Lord. And he explained it to her. They're doing it all wrong. Even I know they're doing it all, that they're doing it all wrong. And I don't know anything. It's like they're defying their own see, even a fit woman, a conventionally attractive woman, is going to be all insecure over her boyfriend being with fat gals, fat chicks. Shout out. They're not secure or confident. His plus size past, I disavow it. Isn't it interesting how you can have your whole mind taken over by something that you shouldn't be thinking about at all or participating in at all? A mess. And you're doing it all wrong with her on top of things. Like he's telling her about his past with these gals and telling her that he's stressed so he doesn't have a high, we'll call it vitality towards her. Ugh. Men don't cringe. Oh, it reminds me of a little bit of this thing that went viral. I think Anchor Baby covered it. And I heard it on another show. This guy who was on The Fallen State with JLP. Harry Sisson. Harry Sisson, the Chad Zoomer, liberal know-it-all TikToker. I've played some of his clips. And he's a talented paid propagandist. I don't know why I apologized to Lin Yan Shin there. I said sorry, LYC. Include his own friends, quote unquote, allegedly, they don't want to hang out with him anymore because he was such a Chad Zoomer liberal, didn't totally seem morally straight because he's pro LGBTIQ and maybe low T and stuff, but he's still a Chad. He got with these girls on the internet and got them to send pictures of themselves that they shouldn't be sending and maybe even sleeping with them and stuff. Degenerate. And now his friends are like, his supposed friends, known to hang out with him, are like, I won't associate with a person like that. I didn't know this. Just bending over backwards, being faux righteous with their false values. Just because he didn't tell all these different girls about each other. That's all that happened, I think. All that he did, quote unquote, wrong in their minds. The thing wrong that he did in my mind is, you know, the S word out of wedlock and accepting these images from the gals and encouraging them in that, you know, but he may not be a Christian. So what do you expect of them? It's basically he did nothing wrong. If he's, since he's not a Christian, he's a male liberal, you know? Harry Sisson. You guys familiar with that story? Did it make any major headlines or was it strictly viral on the internet? Harry Sisson, Irish-American influencer. You can just see he's a little Chad. He's a little Chad baby boy. Baby face, 23-year-old. Looks like he's 17 here in the New York Slimes feature. Harry J. Sisson, Irish and American influencer. Known for political advocacy and support for Joe Biden and cackling Kamala Harris at 23 years old. Woo. But let's see his Wikipedia real quick. Just, he was born in Singapore. Don't ask me why. See this scandal thing. In March 2025, Republican state delegate Sarah Fields, a woman, an evil woman, posted claims to social media Sisson had manipulated 11 women into sharing racy and explicit photos. Manipulated. Oh, a woman complaining about a man being manipulative. All people are manipulative. It's not good. It's not right. That's not right. On March 26th, he responded to the allegations on TikTok, saying he did message multiple people. People, he said. However, had not been in a relationship with anyone. And okay, so he didn't even sleep with them. Okay, sorry, Harry Sisson. According to him, I guess. And blamed Republicans or Republicans for blowing the situation wildly out of proportion. In this case, I agree with him. Rhinos. There was a guy who's like, he should be locked up. You simps. You ridiculous people. He claimed he's a native-born American citizen. The Free Press falsely called him not a citizen, I guess. and regretted the error. Paid $13,000 from Democracy Defense Action, also known as communism. I call everything communism, so I think I can get away with saying that. I disavow. They're not communists. They're just lamos. We'll call them useful idiots for communism. Fair? Because if you're a Democrat, that's what you are. And nowadays, even many Republicans are that. Useful idiots. But the friends, unfaithful friends, Harry Sisson is my man. What's his name? Harry, not Henry. Did I say whatever? I gotta keep it moving. I don't have much time. Let me get to Terry in Oregon. Terry, thank you for calling and holding. Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
I wanted to respond to a couple of things you were talking about in the last segment
Cool.
with the gentleman who had a thing for fat girls.
Yeah, but he didn't think it. He just went for personality, and fat girls do have a personality. Say again.
Yeah,
it's a lie.
That's a lie. Yeah, men don't go for personality.
Whoa, well,
at least not. Yeah, that's not true.
They can be turned away by personality to some level sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true, but that takes time. You know, you got to wear them down by irritating them. But I just thought it was.
You don't know us.
Oh.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I do know patterns, and I do know generalities. Obviously, human beings are individuals, and we're all motivated by different things, and different people have different psychology.
Yeah.
So, of course, I would never say all, but I do think it is a red flag when a woman's dating a guy and you notice that he's always gone for a particular type.
Right.
Or that you notice his exes all have something in common that you don't have. That can be kind of like just, okay, you know.
That's why he shouldn't have shown that to her.
I know, but I mean, it sounds like they're degenerate and they're just dating around a lot and like, you know,
true.
have a lot of, they just happen to run into their exes all the time. Like,
yeah,
that's awkward.
True.
That's not normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So what do you say? It's understandable for her to be,
yeah, but she shouldn't be
I would understand that too.
She shouldn't be too insecure about it though, because like, you know, a lot of times with chubby gals, like guys are just with them because, you know, they're using them as a placeholder.
Oh yeah.
So they'll date them, you know, but they're not intending to like stay with them.
Right.
They're just like, you know, using them until they kind of, you know, get themselves together and can get the kind of girl they actually want.
Being
so
desperate.
She shouldn't feel too insecure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I would advise her to be more Christian in her practice and not sleep with the guy and just date him, get to know him, and then she'll see whether he's real or not. You know, wouldn't that be better than since she's dating him already, right? Just date him and see if he's the real thing and don't worry about his past. But I don't think that she's going to be able to overcome that judgment, nor he that beta-ness.
Yeah, I think they're probably doomed from the start. So.
Yeah.
It's all good. I mean,
Indeed.
he is on Reddit talking about his feelings and stuff instead of just like, you know, keeping his business to himself. So
that is another good point. You shouldn't necessarily even ask for advice oftentimes.
Yeah. Or if you do, like go with somebody who actually knows you.
Yeah,
you know?
and somebody
apparently he knows a lot of people because he runs into his exes all the time.
who... Right. Maybe he should ask them. Go all the way, beta.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Yeah, I wonder if his exes look at her and wonder too.
Yeah.
Like, she's not fat like me. Did we not work out because I'm fat?
Yeah.
It It's sad.
People's insecurities and their attachments to their bodies really mess up themselves and their lives and can mess up their bodies too.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, because think about it.
That's true. Yeah, because people like will overwork out or they'll like starve themselves or
Yeah, they'll get it'll become too important to them, and then things get twisted. They'll have a wrong priority. Yeah.
That's true.
The more you think about a problem, the bigger the problem gets in your mind.
That's true too. I've known gals who would like be really insecure about their looks, and I'd look at them and I'd be like, I didn't see anything wrong with them.
Right. Yeah.
And they looked kind of pretty, or like even had a lot going for them, or
They identified with their bodies to the point of like judging it.
Yeah.
It's like seeing a bald guy.
And then,
most of the time when you see a bald guy, you don't think anything of it. You're like, oh,
right.
whatever.
Unless he's trying to hide it or like has a weird comb over thing happening, or
it is shocking
won't
sometimes.
let it go.
I've seen some of these politicians and it's sort of surprising, like Ted Cruz or somebody has like this weird thing in like right around here where it kind of goes, the widow's peak kind of curves in. Or Scott Walker, when you saw over his head, like he has a bald spot right here. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you had a bald spot. It's like shocking. But in general, like people judge themselves and their looks way harsher and are hung up on it way more than a woman ever would be if he were just confident and normal,
Yeah.
Or anybody would be. It's not godly to be vain.
No, I suppose it isn't.
Yeah.
But I'm probably not going to stop too much. But I mean, I don't know. I don't have it to that point.
Yeah.
'Cause
baldness?
Yeah. No, I got really thick hair
right
on my head. So,
cool.
yeah.
So,
I'm excited to not go bald when I get older.
Yeah.
Even if it thins out, I'll be okay.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, okay, hey, yeah, I just wanted to make that point about, men having types,
Right.
But, also if they're fat, it's probably because he was broke or like down on his luck or something.
Sometimes. But sometimes people really, women really, there is a wide range of attractive, of a woman's body in which she is still very attractive to a guy. It can be really skinny or actually quite plump, but it is still, even with cottage cheese, and it's still...
Oh, no, don't say cottage cheese.
And it's still, the guys really like her look, but she has but then they twist their bodies and do different like surgeries and things and just ruin it. Just be natural and healthy, and you have a natural beauty given to you by God, ladies. Nice. Well, great call,
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's entirely true.
But it's largely true.
I suppose, but it's not, I don't think people are always acceptable as they are. People do need to improve themselves sometimes, or like, if a woman's not that pretty, she can do things to make herself prettier,
True.
Or more attractive.
Oh
men.
yeah, no, of course.
Like
but I
men,
mean,
if not attractive to women.
But let's say she's eating right, she's exercising, and then but she still has like fatter than your average model, but it's still really cute. I gotta run, Terry.
Okay. Oh yeah. Bye, Hake.
All right. Bye. Guys, I gotta run. Oh, I don't think I got to your super chatters. I'll have to catch you tomorrow. Peace in the Middle East, or at least in your hearts. Take care. Oh, I already played this one. Bye, guys. Oh, Lord. Let me just go over here. No. What am I doing? Okay.